Hey Pisces, welcome to Black Star Tarot. This is your general reading for the month of June. So let's get started and see what messages will be heading into your energy, are already here, right? At this current time. So what do we have here? We have no place like home. I like this card. I really do like it. Something very, peaceful and serene about it. However, I do feel that there may be some type of changes, okay? Because fives often represent some type of change. It doesn't have to be a negative change, but definitely is some type of change, maybe in your stability, anywhere in their home, guys. So let's see what we have here. Card number 50. What do we have? All right, no place like home. It says authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity. Aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit and spirit. Okay, guys, so here's my thing. A lot of you can be at home, like trying to figure out like what your next step is going to be. I feel that you are really looking into yourself and trying to make a decision about who you are and how can this benefit you, right? To change your stability, to change your finances, right? To help you make better choices when it comes to business and investments and things of that nature, okay? A lot of you are really immersing yourself in that point of power. All right. And what better place to do that than at home, right? Where you can block out the noise of the world. There's no way in the world that any of us can think, outside of our doors today. And a lot of you are at home sitting down trying to figure out how you can work on abundance, okay? Because abundance can be a natural progression, okay? It doesn't have to be hard when you do it through authenticity. And that is what Spirit is trying to say, right? To make these changes, right? To bring in that prosperity that you're looking for, you need to go in and do it from an authentic place, because a lot of our natural talents are already inside of us. Even those small things that you think doesn't really matter. There's a lady at my job and she made me this bracelet. I broke it the same day she gave it to me, but still the bracelet was beautiful. And actually she didn't even make it for me. She made it for herself. I saw it on her arm and I said, "Oh, your bracelet is beautiful." And she was like, "Here, you can have it. I make them all the time. It's no big deal. It's just something for me to do. It's just a craft. Keeps me busy when I'm bored." And I'm like, "Do you sell them on Etsy?" Because to me, I felt like, something that she just did from the comfort of her home, that was just something she did to keep her busy, was definitely a way for her to make some change. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel that there are a lot of things that you can do at home, right? Working from home, whether you're working for a company or working for yourself, a lot of you could have talents or things that you do in the garage, if you do woodwork or whatever the case may be. A lot of these things that can bring you some abundance and some additional money, you probably can do, right from the comfort of your home. So one, you have to kind of look and say, you know what, could this bring me money? Is this even worth selling? Maybe you don't feel that way, but I mean, if this lady put them bracelets on Etsy, or she just make them and bring them to work, put them in a bag, I'm gonna buy me some. So she ended up giving me the bracelet right off of her arm. I broke it the same day. I ended up having to give it back to her so she could fix it. I felt bad, but nevertheless, you see what I'm saying? We all have talents. We may not recognize them as money-making talents. They could just be hobbies. But think about it this month. If you're at home and you be like, you know what, I can do a nice painting here and there, right? Then go ahead and make that painting, sell that painting, right? Put it out there, right? For me personally, I like to bake. I bake at home. I started baking at home, and next thing you know, I'm selling these cakes, right? Simply from the comfort, of my home. So, there's a message here for a lot of you, okay? That if there's something that you've been thinking about, if you have a little bit of skill or creativity there, what can you do with this? Can you do this from home? Yeah, think about it. So a lot of you are kind of like in that space right now. We are trying to, figure this out. How can I make a little extra money from somewhere? All right, so we have the Nine of Waters. It says, your wish comes true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. You see, okay, all right, Spirit is like touching on something here. Okay, y'all, so let's be real here. This is a message. This is a message. Okay, water, the element of water. It's all about balance, harmony, love, flow, letting things come naturally, right? So there's something natural that you have here that you can work with that's going to help your dreams come true, okay? And it could be big or small. But if you need a couple extra funds, you need some supplemental income, I feel that this is your way, okay? This is something that'll be easy for you, that flows to you, and that'll also be abundant for you, okay? It doesn't have to be nothing crazy. You ain't got to go out and even work with other people. This is something you can do from the comfort of your home this month, Pisces. So give it some thought. Let's see. I feel like there's some blessings here for some of you. Ooh, look, Nine of Cups. Do we want to talk about the Nine of Cups? Yes, we do. Okay, because this is the card of what, y'all? Access. This is a card of access, fulfillment, happiness. Again, another card of blessings, success, pleasure, right? Doing something that you actually like. This is the card of abundance. The message can't get any clearer. So I like this. It's a simple message from the universe, but it's beautiful, right? If you need that push, that encouragement. So for those of you who got those little talents, just know that those little talents that you don't think nothing of, right? Those little things that you do when you're bored at home, right? The little crafts that you make, right? The poems that you write, the whatever it is, right? This can bring you fulfillment and happiness from the comfort of your home. This almost sounds like a job advertisement, almost like, right? You can do this from the comfort of your home for just $9.99 a month. Whatever. You get what I'm saying? You'll be doing something you love. Look, this is Lovers on the bottom of the deck. So you have a lot of good energy here. A lot of you are just chilling at home right now, right? Just like, you know what? It's peaceful, okay? But for others of you, this is the universe trying to bring you in a little extra chain, okay? Some ducats. All right, what do we have here? We have the Seven of Cups. That's the thing. I like the Seven of Cups because it's like, it's like dreaming, fantasy, but it also represents choices and opportunity, right? It's like, things coming in. It's like when you hope, but the result is higher than you expected. That's what I like about the Seven of Cups. It's not all about illusions and, just indecision, and a lot of you could be in that very place, right? Trying to figure out, how to get, a little extra money, all right? And Spirit is saying, oh, well, just go within, right? Go within. But the Seven of Cups also say, like, once you get your head out of the clouds, right? Once you get your head out of the clouds and realize, that what you need, right? The choices, the opportunity, everything is right there within you. Okay. And once you do that, I feel that your dreams are coming true. So a lot of you may be daydreaming right now, trying to figure out, God, how can I get some extra money? I don't feel like going out here working for the man every day, punching these time clocks, shit. I don't feel like doing this. Exactly. None of us do. And if you are one of those people who have those little hidden talents, use that, man, because you can turn that little stuff. I love me a good craft. Okay. I love me a good secondhand store. Right? So I'm just saying, paint those paintings, make those crafts, build those tables nowadays. Like if you work with wood, it's so hard to go out here and find a real wooden table. They charge that compressed wood garbage. Where are all our craftsmen at? We're all the people who took wood shop at some point in time. Where y'all at? Make us some stuff, okay? And sell it, because we will buy it. I know I will, all right? All right, what else for Pisces? Messages from Spirit. For Pisces this month, what messages do you have to say? Other than make that shit from home. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands. What else do we have? Let's get some more cards out. I said Queen of Wands. Y'all know what I meant. Queen of Swords. Nine of Swords. And that one went down. Let's go get it. We have the Chariot. All right, what else? Messages for Pisces. I'm going to take that. And we have the Five of Wands. So, okay. All right. So, it's decision time. All right. It's with the Queen of Swords. She's my fave. I'm telling you. Queen of Swords is my favorite because I mean, she's just the smartest chick ever. Okay. It's like you can't fool this lady, right? You can't talk her out of, anything because she is serious. Okay. She's serious. She's smart. She's energetic. She knows what she wants and she's full of information. Okay. She's full of information. Ain't nothing like a good resource. Okay. When you need something, when you're thinking about something and you can't figure it out, right? Say with this Nine of Swords energy, it's like the complete opposite, of the Queen of Swords. Okay. This is you guys sitting up all night long trying to figure it out, right? What do I do? How do I do it? What can I, you're like scrolling through Indeed and all of that nonsense for what? When you have everything that you need right within inside of you, right? And it's almost like, if you just think about it, it'll become obvious to you. So there's no need for you to stress or worry about how you're going to get extra income in. I mean, let's be real. Like I said earlier, maybe it was another video, I don't know. It's hard times out here. We all need a side hustle. We all need a side hustle. And some of you are out there trying to figure it out. But the truth of the matter is you don't have to go. It doesn't have to be this stressful. I promise you, like whatever that little hidden talent that you have is your money maker. Okay. You just have to be logical. Okay. And sit down and think about it and be serious and don't talk yourself out of things. Okay. You got to really say, hey, I can do this. You got to be smart. How can I sell this? How can I do this? How can I make it? What will people like? Okay, what's going to draw people in? I mean, a lot of people like drama. I see so many YouTube channels. Some of them been making me sick. I ain't even gonna lie. It is full of drama. And, but I mean, to be honest, it draws people in. And I'm not saying to dip in on that negativity, but I'm just saying like, be smart about it. Like be logical. Think about what you can do to kind of get you this extra the extra push that you need, because right now you're a little worried. Okay. So we have the Chariot. Love the Chariot because it's all about willpower. Very, similar to me to the Queen of Swords, in the fact that, it propels us to get out there and do what we have to do. This is an unstoppable energy that ultimately will help us gain control of our financial situation and put us in a place where we need to be. Okay. This is making progress. All right. So don't be all emotional, up at night worrying about stuff, fighting yourself, because the Five of Wands, says that, there's a little bit of conflict here with your thinking. Okay, there's conflict with your thinking because we have the Queen of Swords here. And there's also conflict in your situation and your willingness to actually make a decision and get moving with this. Okay, it's almost like you're holding yourself back. Stop doing that, right? Take that little bit of what you call just a hobby and use that to advance yourself, to get yourself in a more stable place when it comes to your finances, because I do feel that there's a little bit of a struggle here. So this whole reading is all about, having confidence and believing and working on a little side hustle. This message isn't for everybody. This is not a relationship message. This is simply, you trying to figure out, what do I do? And Spirit is saying, one, do what you love. Okay. And once you do that, your concerns will fade away. Whatever this is that you're worried about will fade away. And this can be done by the comfort of your own home, okay? By using what naturally flows to you, all right? There's not much needed here other than your concentration, okay? The Queen of Swords is saying you just need to concentrate and you just need to figure this out. And then you need to push on into this major arcana energy here with this Chariot, okay? You need to get into that energy. You got to have the ambition. If you're just sitting at home thinking, nothing's getting done. Your major here is the Chariot. So this is what's affecting you the most right now, and it's ambition. Okay, it's you getting up and making the decision and becoming clear with yourself that you can get this done and that it's actually going to work. Okay, so right now you need to gain control of your financial situation right now, and you need to make a decision. A lot of you ain't even really struggling 100 right now, because I don't really see any pentacles on the table, right? So I don't feel like you're actually struggling right now, but a lot of you could be thinking about the future. And I think you're becoming aware of the fact that you may need to get like some type of second income coming in before, you know, things get out of hand. You do have a little bit of stress here. You do have a little bit of worry. All right. So I can see that some of you may be, you know, thinking about the future. Maybe the cost of living, you know, could be affecting you a little bit here. So you're trying to figure out, you know, what can I do? What can I do to make it easy? Like I said, you don't want to get up. You don't want to go into the workplace. I get it. I hate it, you know, so this is what is being asked of you. All right, so let's get a couple oracle cards, and then Pisces, we will head out of this reading. What do we have? Some quick messages before we go for Pisces. All right, what did we get? So you got the message of do what is hard, so your life will be easy. Okay, so do it is hard, so your life will be easy. So that kind of coincides a little bit with that ambition with this Chariot card. You know, you're probably going to have to get up and do a little work. And I think you're aware of that, right? That you have to do now, you know, what's hard so that later on things will be easy. And most of us do the opposite of that, right? We do what's easy and then it makes our lives difficult in the end, instead of doing what's hard and ultimately making our lives easy down the road. So Spirit is saying, hey, just do the work now, right? Before your finances become a wreck, before, you know, you've blown through all of your savings and money gets tight, start thinking about now what you can do, right, to make your life easy in the long run, okay? What other oracle messages do we have? So it says seek spiritual help, right? When I think of spiritual help, I think about what's divinely in us, okay? Going into meditation and really using those gifts that we were created with, you know, to help us out along the way. And a lot of you, Pisces in particular, you guys are very creative, right? You're in that, you know, that water energy, the element of water, which deals with a lot of creativity. So this is what you're being asked to do, you know, seek spiritual help. If you're not sure, you know, what you should be doing, then meditate on it. You know, ask the universe, hey, what you think about this? You think this will work for me? This is the talent you gave me. You think I can make some money off this? And the universe is going to say, yes, Pisces, you got this. All right, guys. See you in the next video.